G'day all, Rick from Black Rose Spirited here. Just wanted to have a bit of a chat about spirited dolls, commonly known as haunted dolls, and are they for real, and what can you do with them? Can you communicate with them? Can they communicate with you? Can they communicate with other people that are around you? Alright, so there's a lot of questions associated with spirited dolls, and there's a lot of disbelief in spirited dolls as well. Now, I've been working in the paranormal and spiritual areas for the last 45 years, and I've worn lots of different hats and achieved lots of different things. So I've got a lot of experience in all sorts of things. Some I'm very public with, and a lot of stuff I'm not public with at all because of privacy issues. Certain things like missing persons and murder cases and all that sort of stuff we have to keep very private. Communicating with spirit is a big thing. There are so many people out there who can communicate with spirit. And the thing that you've got to understand with spirited dolls is that there is a concept that the spirit is actually inside the doll, and this is a very, very false thought. The spirit that is attached to the doll is outside of the doll. It's attached to the doll, just like you can have spirit attachments to jewelry, pianos, furniture, cars, anything really. A spirit is attached to the doll and is free to roam around the area where the doll is. It's free to come and go. So just like you would use a set of rods or a K2 meter or Ovilus or other paranormal sensing devices when you go out there in the paranormal field and start trying to communicate with spirit, and you get spirit communication through those things, you can get the same sort of reactions through a doll, for a spirit that is attached to a doll. There is no difference whatsoever. You've got to remember the spirit is attached to the doll. It is not inside and tied to the interior of the doll itself. There are actually a lot of paranormal teams who are getting into this side of the fence, and there are a lot of sites on Facebook and different media places where you can acquire and check out haunted dolls. The thing is that you can actually buy haunted dolls or spirit attached dolls. But the thing is, there are also a lot of scammers out there, so you've got to be very, very careful. There's a lot of people out there who've gotten onto the bandwagon and who will put up for advertisement that this is, they've got a spirit attachment to a doll, and they're trying to sell off the doll, which they've probably bought for, $10-20, trying to sell it off for hundreds of dollars. You've got to watch out for these scammers. People who get involved in collecting spirited dolls tend to have the spirit sensing abilities, the medium abilities, and they'll be able to quickly sense if there is something attached to the doll. Now, the thing is, a lot of people think that dolls with spirit attachments are something that is evil or demonic or whatever. Well, totally, that is a load of bullshit. First off, when we're talking demons, and I've dealt with quite a few over the years, you find that they would not be inclined to attach to anything. Basically because their motive is to try and attach to a person and try and corrupt their mind and try and make them do things in their bidding, and can try and destroy their emotions, their moods, and can cause all sorts of things, including bringing a person to suicide. That's a demon's MO. So a demon's got no reason to attach to furniture or a piano or a doll or jewelry or anything like that. So let's rule that one out for starters. And people who tend to think that a doll has a demonic attachment, or they tell you that there is a demonic attachment, they're a load of BS, absolute BS. Now, as I was saying before, spirit are attached to the doll, so you can communicate with the spirit just as you would a normal spirit as you're out there in a paranormal field or in your own house, wherever you're communicating with spirit. You can use paranormal gear. They can affect lights. They can, I mean, in our house, you know, we've watched them set off cat balls, K2 meters, flicker the lights. You know, we've asked them to, the spirit that's attached to a doll, to set off motion sensors and all sorts of things. And we do get communication and reactions by just plainly treating the spirit with respect. And it's the same as if you're in a paranormal field. If you're out there in a paranormal field, if you treat a spirit with respect, you will get communication, you will get reactions. But if you walk in there and say, like for instance, one paranormal event I went to, we had a couple of guys picking up cans and throwing them up against jail cells and saying, "Come on out, you murderous bastards, come and face us." Well, you're going to get some negative reactions there, or you're going to get no reactions at all, because you're totally disrespecting and having total disregard to the paranormal work that the good people out there are actually trying to do and trying to present to the public. Now, with the spirit of dolls, you can do some amazing things with those spirit of dolls. We went out to a, I'm just going to point out that, you know, what you do, a lot of people will be very curious about it and will look into it a little bit more, but then you are going to have people who are going to ridicule it and try and debunk what you actually do. So, as in the case of a certain paranormal expo that we actually took some of our spirited dolls to, we asked the spirit, not attached to the dolls, or not attached to the inside of the dolls, that were free to roam around, we asked them to move the rods, and we asked them to choose card numbers in certain ways for people who came for readings, and we got the people to actually hold the rods and ask the dolls questions and get interactions on the rods. Now, we got a lot of ridicule for doing all of this sort of stuff, but I can tell you something, we had a massive lineup, continuous stream of people curious, watching what we were doing and curious and lining up. Can we do this? Can we have a reading with the dolls? And we had a fantastic day, absolutely fantastic day. But yet, having done that, and the public seeing it, and the public coming forward and having a ball of a time with it and getting some great benefits and great readings out of it using spirit dolls, we got absolutely slammed and ridiculed by certain members of the paranormal public. And as far as we're concerned, we don't really care, because we know what we're doing. I've been in the industry for 45 years, done all sorts of things. I'm very adept at knowing what is right and what is wrong, and we have never ever tried to calm the public. And what we did at the expo, we did at a very, very minimal charge. It was a bread and butter charge, and we were totally amazed. We thought we might only have, you know, 1 or 2 people come up during the day showing a little bit of curiosity, but we literally had, you know, a stream of people for 7 hours straight. and it was just amazing. And it really did open the eyes to the public, and that's what we're all about. We're all about educating, and it's just amazing to see how many people are curious about dolls in general, and especially, you know, people coming to a paranormal expo, paranormal people, people who are interested in the paranormal and want to know what it's all about, you know, the spirited dolls and dolls connected to the spirit. The two girls who were actually doing the readings did a phenomenal job, and my partner Bethany has actually only been in this, really in the spiritual field, for about 5 years. She's been able to do sense and do things since she was a kid, but she never really understood it until she actually met me and, you know, guided her through a lot of stuff. And she has done some amazing stuff, and we've had so much flack debunking her. But the thing is, like I was saying before, there is stuff that we do that we do not do publicly, and some of the stuff that she has done is totally amazing. And you know, it's stuff that I couldn't have done myself. She is just an amazing person. Geraldine is an amazing person as well. She's, you know, stepped right up. She's always had that spiritual ability, and through different classes, spiritual development classes I've run, and Bethany has also run, she's really stepped up the game, and she really connects to the spirited doll thing. And there's thousands of people out there who are connecting to spirited dolls. It's a very, very, very real thing. And if you've got the ability and you've got the right morals, and you can actually communicate with spirited dolls, and you will get some great positive reactions and feedback from the spirit that are attached to the dolls. Don't forget, the spirit is not inside the doll itself. It is outside of the doll. So basically, anyone in the paranormal field, if you've got a little bit of brains and understand how to communicate with spirit and what you can use to communicate with spirit, even if you're not a medium, if you're not sensitive, you can use paranormal gear to communicate with the spirit that is attached to the doll. And this is how we achieved doing the readings at the expo. And you know, it was just, there is so much out there that we can learn. You know, there's so many things out there that you can open your mind up to. And unfortunately, some people are very, very closed off spiritually, and in a paranormal ways as well. They're set in their own little square boxes. While in the paranormal field and spiritual field, there is no square box. You have to keep your mind open. You have to explore. You have to keep digging deeper and finding, you know, all the amazing stuff that's out there, and you learn and grow more. Nobody knows everything in these fields. No one knows everything. But we're all capable of learning and all capable of being open. And unfortunately, there are people spiritually and in the paranormal field who like to stay to their square box and think they know everything that there is in their square box. And yeah, sure, maybe they know everything there is in their square box, but there is a hell of a lot more out there. Myself and Bethany and our team Black Rose Spirited, we built up because we don't like square boxes. We like to explore. We like to learn. We like to teach what we have learnt. We like to educate the public. We go out there in public. We do different house investigations, cemeteries. We do historic places. We like to explore. And part of the spirited doll thing is in the exploring thing, and we've basically really only started up the spirited doll thing in the last 5 years, and we've had some amazing results which many people have seen out in the public. We've brought this out into the public, and we don't shy away with it. And if people think that we are trying to manipulate what we're using to communicate with the dolls, we hand the gear over to them and say, here, you give it a go for yourself. And, you know, 9 times out of 10, they start getting the right reactions from the dolls. They start getting the reactions on the meters and gadgets we're using. They start getting answers from the dolls. We have never ever falsified anything, and we are explorers, and we're very open to the paranormal, and we know there is so much more to learn out there, and spirited dolls are another one of those things. Like I said before, you can have spirit attachments to pianos, cars, boats, spirit attachments to jewelry, watches, you name it. You can have spirit attachments to just about anything. Houses, you know, buildings, ruins. You can have spirit attachments to just about anything. So why can't you have a spirit that is emotionally attached to the doll? A lot of the dolls that we get are from deceased estates, so that the people have had the dolls for a very long time, and they're emotionally have been attached to these dolls, and for some reason the essence of their spirit has decided to stay earthside with the doll. Now sometimes it's because the spirit can't actually cross over, doesn't know how to cross over, doesn't know there's a better place to be, and other times it prefers to stay earthbound for whatever reason it is. There's unfinished business, or they're just happy to be earthbound for a while. Eventually they do all cross over, and if you are spiritually adept, you can help them cross over, but you'll know within yourself whether they wish to cross over, whether they wish to stay in your home with you for a while, for a time. Perhaps there's something that their spirit still has to learn by watching how you live, by how you conduct your lives before they cross over. Maybe it's part of their spiritual journey, maybe it's part of their spiritual learning, who knows. But I can honestly say I was very skeptical about spirited dolls. I'm highly skeptical of demonic dolls. I don't believe in that bullshit. Absolute crap. Because like I said before, a demon has no real reason, it has no gain in connecting to a doll, you know, or a piece of furniture or a jewelry or anything like that. A negative human energy has, and that's a different thing. All right, so people are people, and in life you will find that, you know, some people are very nice, have good morals, and other people are total arseholes. And if a total arsehole has not crossed over, in spirit they're still going to be a total arsehole. So if they find them, if they wish to try and attach themselves to furniture, jewelry, a car, or, you know, or a doll, you're going to find that you're going to have a spirit around connected to whatever that object is, that is a total arsehole. They need to be dealt with in a different way, and we've dealt with many of those ones, both in private homes and you know, out in the public, out in cemeteries and different places we've dealt with some of those negative arsehole human spirit, as well as dealing with a lot of demonic stuff as well. So I've been around, you know, people. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm talking about. And I'm just totally amazed and blown away with Bethany. She has just come so far. considering the amount of issues that she has a lot of health issues. She has the epilepsy issues, she has the PTSD. She's lost her assistance dog recently, and she has fought to give, to be able to pull herself up, pull up her pain levels and everything, to be able to give to the public, because that is what she does. That's what she loves. She's got an awesome spiritual ability which I have never seen the likes of. And you can name any spiritual medium in the world, and Bethany is up there, top class, absolutely top class. And not many people know that. Not many people have seen what she has done and achieved, and she's done some amazing things. And just watching her over the last 4 or 5 years working with these spiritual dolls has really opened up my eyes. I've gone from an absolute complete skeptic to someone who is very happy to work in that field with her and with other people. And it's just amazing the amount of people out there who are able to connect to spiritual dolls. And there are a lot of spiritual dolls out there. This is the whole thing that gets me, there are a lot out there. Bethany's collected over 150 dolls now, and I'd say probably a good 2/3 of them are very highly spirited. Other parts of those dolls, because a lot of them come from, deceased estates and, reputable, people who are selling stuff for a reason on eBay or wherever. Some of those dolls have got a lot of residual energy as well, and that's like the energy that you can feel from the past. So and that's the same with furniture and jewelry and watches and pianos and whatever else. There is so much out there. You've really got to keep your mind open to, and if you do that, you're going to find and explore a hell of a lot more than what these paranormal and spiritual people who prefer to stay in their little square box. It's as simple as that. Spirited dolls are very real. It's as simple as that. And you can do some awesome stuff with it, and I'm just blown away with what Bethany and our team have done with our spiritual dolls, and actually brought to the public many times, and privately and publicly. And it's just an amazing area to work in. So if you get a chance, like I said before, watch out for the scammers, because there are people out there who will try to scam you for a buck by selling a so-called haunted doll. Try to find who the rigid people are who actually work with spirited dolls and who will sell spirited dolls on to the right person. And I can guarantee you, someone who works with a spirited doll will not want them going to someone who is doing it for the wrong reasons or has the wrong morals. So good luck with your spirited doll investigations, if you're inclined to get involved in all of that. And do know that there are thousands of people worldwide who are working with spirited dolls, achieving some amazing results, and it is a very, very real thing. So I just want to quickly say a quick thank you to our team, who's absolutely awesome. They've worked smashingly with all sorts of things that we do in a paranormal field and spiritual field, because we also run spiritual development classes as well. Yeah, the team is just amazing. And Bethany, Geraldine, and we do have a few people that sort of step in from time to time and just come and help us out, and the people that we associate with are very rigid edge. they are have the right morals, and you know, that's what we want. We refuse to work with people in this industry, the paranormal or spiritual industry, who have the wrong morals, and we can pick them a mile away. So keep your morals, keep your mind open, and explore. And my advice is only work with people who are rigid-edge. You know, it's like suss people out. You know, make sure they are for real. Spirited dolls are for real. Have fun exploring. Cheers.